everybody. Welcome back to the Dice Cult for episode 161 of On the Backs of Gods. I am your DM, Jillian, and today we have our players. Same as always, we have Kyle, Matt, Katie, Josh, and Greg. Just wanted to wish you all a happy new year. Another year hanging out with these guys, playing Dungeons and Dragons and having a good time. Happy to be here. And happy that I don't have to do anything for them to just ruin each other's days with drama and sorrow. And I can just vibe and honestly don't have to come up with anything because they truly have it covered. I don't have to be the drama, you know? And that's my New Year's resolution is I don't have to be the drama. And going forward with that information, let's go ahead and jump into a recap and we can get things started. Last time, as we all know, we are all at a 3-day long party with a bit of a break every day while the sun's out. You've been to 2 nights so far with people varying from interesting to morally abysmal. Suppose it depends on your point of view. Meeting people that you have heard of, people that you know, people that you've met, and a bunch of new people. And maybe you're making friends and connections, and maybe you owe boons to people whose stuff you destroyed, and maybe you're winning duels and having great conversations, and maybe things are balancing out in your favor currently. The only thing is each other. At this juncture, Roshan has been given a timeline for his wish that he is going to be given and has decided he is going to use it to find his sister instead of saving Nyx, who is actively dying from a curse that cannot be stopped by anything besides a wish spell or finding the source of the curse and working from that. And I gotta say, every time until this is resolved, I'll start every session with being like, so then Roshan at the ass crack of dawn kicks in the door, says, oopsie daisy, I'm sorry. Sorry you're gonna die, ooh. And informs Nyx and Russ that he is going to use the wish to save his sister. And there is and also asked for a favor immediately after. There was no pause, there was no breath. And Nyx was like, hey, actually, you should go. And Russ was like, I second that. Roshan's like, and third, and dips out. Everybody is currently in the loop about this situation except for Fen, who has a bit of their own thing going on as they received a letter that they believe to be from Corrine, that they've been asked to sneak in these stickers that resemble what they had placed on their wrists from the invitations to get past the wall of force around the party venue. And Fen, only person who knows about that. Nobody else has really figured out. People have suspicions that Fen's not in a good place and something is going on. Something feels sus. Corrine feels sus. But what can you do about it? And nothing's happened so far. At worst, she brought his grandma to one night of the party so they could say hi to each other. Truly a queen and a goddess and a gift. But currently the party is a bit at odds as communication slowly dies and friendship dwindles as Nyx has to come to terms with where she is in her life, what might happen to her, what she needs to do. And it hasn't even been 24 hours and or 4 hours really since that announcement. So she's allowed to be upset still. But the 3 ladies, Thor, Maggie, and Gressa, seem to be aware of the situation, that something weird's going on. And in my mind, this is how I think of it, is that you all went on a cruise and you made some cruise friends. And then you guys started arguing on the cruise, and your cruise friends are stuck on a boat with you. That's kind of the Thor and friends situation, is their friends have started going through something messy and they're stuck on a boat with them. And they're like, oh, neat. Cool. Okay, tell us when you're done. We're gonna be at the pool. Um, but Keld and Nyx ask if the ladies will assist in paying back Calendula, who they owe a boon to, a boon of their choice so far. And so far, they are between offer up a cool plant they heard about once and offer up a full date with a man that none of them are. So those are the options. The ladies have been brought on board. If team, we need to get Calendula a date with probably the second saddest man at the party, and are going to wait in the wings for that. Nana goes and speaks spiritually to Snotra, um, learning in situations if she should take a step back and breathe and watch and learn, or if she needs to take immediate action. And when you are your only influence, the only person you could turn to, that choice is fully on you. You have to believe in your instincts. And Snoocher will provide strength and knowledge and wisdom in these moments, but she should not be asked for direct gifts. At this time, Nyx and Russ have retreated to their room as Russ is now sitting at one level of exhaustion instead of two. As Nyx used a whole diamond, a whole dust of a diamond to fix that problem. So he's only sitting at one exhaustion, but both of them have retreated, and Nyx, he's out near immediately. Like, he is out. And Nyx sends Keld on a mission to inform everybody, hey, we're leaving tomorrow. Putting a stamp on the ticket. We're heading to the woods tomorrow. Thank you for your time and consideration. He puts his little ticket away. And that's where we're going to start. I don't know if somebody has something that they would like to do before the party, but that's where I am.
I think when Keld comes to say hello to Roshan, well, not hello, an
Oh, he
FYI,
leaves.
we're not at a hello kind of attitude at this point in the day. I think Roshan asks, so did everyone have a chance to talk, and is there anything we can give to Calendula?
So Nix and I did a little talking about that. We were thinking, well, my idea was maybe offer him something, maybe something like a plant or something that might be useful. I feel like I could find something in the woods.
Okay. I want to be sure that if we offer these things, that we can definitely give them if they're accepted. Is this something that you could find this time of year?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. And what was the other thing that you were talking about? Just in case this plant doesn't work out.
So the other plan is to maybe get Calendula a date or equivalent.
I think Roshan, who has mostly not been looking at Keld, kind of looks at him in the face to see if he's joking.
Serious face.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I'll lead with the first one.
The other one definitely seems a little bit more difficult. Might take a little more teamwork.
Difficult, impossible. That man is a mess. They're both messes. They're both messy. Let's
You never know.
let's maybe
Nick
hope.
said she actually walked with him.
that's so very close to getting someone to agree to a date with some other person. So let's let's hope that the that Callan wants whatever we can find in the woods. Did you want I
I'm
guess
hoping he doesn't want it immediately. 'Cause, I
well,
mean, there's probably a few options, but it might take a little bit of time to gather such.
sure. Um and I don't know anything about these plants. I was planning on going to offer this to Callan, but maybe you and your sister know more about it, and you could offer without me if I don't know, things are weird. So um
We can take care of it.
okay. I'll I'll give you each a little bit of bardic magic. Just signal me when you're walking over.
All right, sounds like a plan.
Uh, Thanks, Keld. And things are immediately awkward again.
Feel like I was supposed to say something else, but Kilt will just carry on.
Kel's like, ah, there was a third thing. I swear there's a third thing, and then leaves. And everybody else is informed that time's a ticking.
Ah,
I
yes, that
think,
was it.
yeah. Oh, yeah, about the trip to the woods tomorrow.
Mhm.
Did Roshan want to comment on that at all? No. Okay. Well, when Keld comes by to talk with Nana, I don't think he finds her in her room. I think that he finds her back in the stable again, kind of just sitting with Thick Biscuit. It's as if she never left. It's fine. And when Keld talks about that, I think she gets a bit quiet and asks, well, do you already have all the supplies that you'll need? Are you, uh, are you provisioned and all?
I think it'll be a pretty easy trip, so
Good, that's good. I.
Nix has a way to just bamf us there.
Oh, that's true, that's right. It's instantaneous. You won't have to worry about anything at all, and I'm sure your parents have got plenty to spare.
Oh yeah,
I,
you can
uh,
pack light.
I'm still going?
Yeah,
Oh,
hope everyone's coming with.
oh, I, okay. Yeah, no, that's, that's
And
better
I'm
than
pretty sure Thick Biscuit can come.
If Thick Biscuit has to stay behind, because he won't go nicely through the wind or the tree or the whatever it is that we travel by, that's okay. I think probably we can pay up the stables through a nice trip. You're sure Nix is all right with all of us going and all with all this?
I
I mean,
mean,
I wouldn't be surprised if she wasn't. Is all.
well, she didn't rescind the invite, so I think you're still good.
That for all of us?
Pretty sure, but I haven't asked, I'll be honest.
I will leave that in your field to decide to do or not do. It. I'm. I don't want to not support Nyx, Keld, and I'm
And right now, she could use your support, so that's why I think everyone should come.
okay. All right. Whatever I can do, I'll take your lead. You know her best, and I'll do whatever I'm able. And I have some apologies to give to her as well. Not for Ro. I can't do that. For me.
All right.
I don't want to catch her unawares, and I don't want to burden her. So I suppose if you could let her know, when she's ready, if she wants, she can find me either here or in my room, and I'll probably be getting ready for the party soon. So
All right. I'll let her know.
one last thing.
Hmm?
All of this with Roshan has come up extremely sudden. And I won't say he's never been churlish a bit. Not thought things through a bit. I've known him since I don't even remember how young. I was very small when he and Rose came to Galanda, and I've been very close with them both. And I'm already worried enough about Fen. And I'm now concerned maybe there's... I don't know. This is so far outside the pale for Roshan, who's usually...
Why are you worried about Finn?
All right, maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe I'm blowing it up. Maybe I'm making mountains out of molehills. Maybe I'm being jealous. Maybe I'm comparing Kareen to
That's a lot of
Thistle,
maybes.
to Nettle. You have to understand, Fen lost his fiancée a little more than a year ago. And he's been not the same man ever since. And he seems so happy with Kareen. He seems happy. But it feels wrong. I can't put my finger on it. I can't explain it. I can't justify it. I can't give you an example of something I've seen that she's done that's sinister or underhanded or cruel or anything, but...
Then maybe we need to wait a little longer.
You didn't see the way that he just... When she walks into his space, he looks at her. Stops everything. Looks away from whatever he's doing. Stops a conversation with me. I don't know. I don't know if I'm just blowing this up and making it worse than it is. Or if
You're not
she's
making
the one...
anything worse. You're just worried. And maybe there's a good reason to be then, if these things you've noticed are, these things are happening.
We already know he's enchanted. We don't know by whom, for sure. I don't know who else it would be.
Seems like a pretty good guess.
He took her at her word, took her on for a game where he would steal something off of her attached others person without him noticing. And if Fen was caught, he was to turn himself in. And Fen accepted without a blink, without a thought. I don't know. It's just weird, Keld. It's just weird. And I don't know if I'm crazy or if he is or if there's magic afoot or if you could just look. Like, you've got good eyes for this kind of thing. If you could just keep an eye on Fen at the park. If you see him catch a glimpse of Corinne, I don't know. Just tell me if it looks as weird as it looks to me, because it's scaring me.
I'll keep an eye on it. Yeah. Our paths haven't crossed that much recently, so I guess I just didn't realize.
It's okay. There's been a lot to worry about. And this party's got all of us blinkered, I think.
Yeah.
We're not looking after each other like friends. We're treating each other like tactical elements. And that's not what I want. And we need to start changing that. So if you'll help me be a friend to Fen and keep an eye out for him, because I don't know what god I can swear by at this point. Humming is dead, and every other god I've talked to does not seem interested in taking up my banner. But whatever god wishes to hear my witness and testimony here, if I find out that Corinne is pulling him around by the nose and manipulating his feelings for her own gain, I will burn her. And I don't care how powerful she is. She can't do that to my friend. I won't let it happen.
Don't worry, Nana. We'll figure out what's going on.
I don't want it to be true. I want to be wrong.
We're not gonna let anything happen to Finn. Don't worry.
Okay. Keld, can I have a hug, please?
He's already hugging Nana.
Big hugs. And that's all. She just needs a hug.
Yeah.
Okay. And Keld and Fen high five when it's like, see you at the woods. And he's like, see you at the woods, best.
And do.
Keld,
Nothing's wrong and
peeks
everything's
around the
fine.
corner at Finn. Okay.
Sitting there vibing, eating pretzels, having an okay time.
Seems normal to me.
Yep. We good.
So Fenn's sitting at the table inside the tavern where everybody usually meets for breakfast, where nobody came for breakfast today. And he's got an empty flagon sitting at the opposite side of the table, and he's just flicking paper footballs into the flagon across the table, just practicing his accuracy, like wondering, where the hell are all my friends? Why is no one here to hang out? What are we doing today?
They're going
That's it.
through a lot.
That's all he's doing.
As we keep walking back and forth in front of him, too.
Ah, there
I
they
wish
go.
my friends would sit with me.
But Keld, you're able to give the information to Fen that, hey, we're all going to the woods tomorrow.
That'll be nice. Little change of scenery.
I think we could all use it.
We'll be away long.
Not too long, I imagine.
All right, stretch our legs, get some fresh air. Nice. Sounds good.
Yeah. I'm honestly looking forward to it. I think you'll like it.
Is there anything I can help with? Is there something you need done before the party tonight?
Actually, I don't know. So I was talking to Nyx, and then Roshan didn't have a lot of input. I was talking to Nyx about things we could do for Calendula. And don't think we ran it. Did we run anything by you yet?
Oh no, I don't want to do anything with Calendula. He's a dick. I don't like that guy.
Mm.
Why would you want to do something for him?
Honestly, it just seems like a good idea. Sort of right or wrong, if you will.
I mean, we weren't the ones working with a genocidal necromancer, whatever the hell he is. We weren't the ones who did anything wrong, as far as I'm concerned. Just my thoughts on the
I see where
on
you're
the
coming
matter.
from. Yeah.
He's a doctor.
He's a
Fuck you,
salesman.
doctor. How dare you treat a patient? I'll
Practice
ruin your
medicine in this
shop.
town, will ya?
Oh, I'll show you to cause no harm.
How many times do we have to have this message with you, old man?
As much as I
So-
don't like that he was treating a specific person.
and you all know that he did that. That is true. But he also went scorched earth with the guard and was like, we don't interact anymore, and that guy's on a tight timeline. Like, he's not going to be anybody's problem soon. That was his input about that situation. But take it as you will.
Pretty sure it's more information that Fen does not have access to, because that was a private conversation between either Roe or Nix with Calendula.
Shame and a
So
pity that nobody
yeah.
in this party talks to each other.
It'd be easier if one of them was enchanted.
And while you guys are talking, Brynja walks in and kind of glances over at the two of you. Do you want a drink? And just kind of like keeps walking towards the bar.
The drink sounds lovely. Yes. You want to flick little bits of paper into that cup over there?
Yeah, okay. And she comes back
Nice.
over with 3 drinks and will join Fen in trying to flick
Fantasy
paper footballs
tiddlywinks.
into this cup. Definitely not putting in the amount of like focus and like training and effort that Fen is. She's just like, I'm just hitting them. I swing a big hammer. I'm, I have this big axe
Keld's
that I
trying
fling
to
around.
focus, but
How about the 3 of us? Let's go ahead and do. My brain says acrobatics, to be fair. Wow, Brynja, look at you with a character sheet. Bring it up, babe.
yeah, I haven't rolled in a while.
It's been years.
Plus 0.
Acrobatics. Oh shit,
That'll be
babe.
a 7.
Okay. What's the point of a good modifier when you can't roll?
Oh no.
21.
Oh.
Yeah. It is just Fen and Brynja just like wide shots all day, as Fen is basically sinking every shot, and just Brynja's like just hitting them further than everyone else. But
Can I help Keld? Because like someone's gonna have to like hold the top of the paper football for him because he doesn't have a second hand.
That's
So
true.
can I help him by holding
he's
the
like
top
been
of
putting it there and then trying
Yeah.
to flick really fast.
See, that
Yeah.
explains my 7.
I'll let you roll one more time, Kel, just to see if the help helps.
Maybe the help helps. 11?
You're able to sink a couple. It's not the hardest game in the world. The table's
Thank
not
God.
that big.
Thank
Brynja's
God.
just like overshooting every single one. She's like,
She's not
damn.
even focusing.
Yeah, she does not look. She does look kind of unfocused. That
My
is something you
insight?
catch held. You don't even have to. She's unfocused. She seems off,
Hmm.
and just Vic will go up and get it and bring it back and wide arch.
Brynja, where were you?
Um, I was checking in on the rest of the guys. Um, I also know somebody in town, so
Hmm.
I was staying there for a few days.
Ah, yeah, we didn't see you for a few days.
Yeah. I needed some time to make some choices about
Hmm.
my career path going forward.
Oh,
But
sounds like some heavy choices.
yeah, a little bit. But I'm still employed by the big guy, so
Hmm. And that's a good thing.
that was a pretty good job. Russ is a good guy. He's just fucking stupid.
I'll drink to that.
I resemble that remark.
You are both very stupid. And will raise her drink, and all of you drink. Meanwhile, anybody else in the other place is doing anything?
Coming to join that soon. 'Cause she's
Yeah.
not able to nap. There's too much stress.
Yeah. You see Russ is like trying to stay up with you and he's like talking, but the second there is just like too long of a lull,
Mm,
just the strain on his body, it is, and his body's like, and we shut off, and he shuts off.
Who?
that's okay. She'll go downstairs instead.
Yeah. You go downstairs, Thor, Maggie, and Gressa in the corner, kind of drinking and talking. Um, you can see that Gressa is fiddling with something in her hand. It kind of looks like a fancy compact,
Hmm.
and is like spinning that kind of around in her hand while she talks to the other two ladies. And you see at a table, Brynja, Fen, and Keld kicking paper footballs into a cup.
Great.
Brynja gets up and like goes over to get her football that flew across the room.
Try to cut her off before she gets back to the table where Fen is, because she's avoiding everybody still.
Yeah, it is easy enough to time that where you can cut off Brynja.
Just, could we talk really quick?
Sure. And she like flicks the football over your head. It fully misses. And she's like, that would have been cool. And she'll go over to another table to sit with you.
Right.
How's he doing?
He's passed out. He was exhausted.
Okay.
That's why part of why I wanted to talk to you. I know about the person's still alive thing, and I want to help with that. And I was hoping maybe you knew more information about who this archer is so that I can try and maybe find him.
I need you to roll persuasion.
It's such a bad skill. That could be worse. 14.
Okay. Have you asked him?
Not for specifics yet. He agreed to let me help, that we were going to help each other. But that was before the party last night and didn't want to get him too stressed before all the fighting.
Yeah, I heard about last
Mhm.
night through the grapevine. Um I wish there was something I could do about that, but there isn't. Uh, I'm not sure if I should. It's his story to tell, but he already told all of you, and I believe you when he said you could help, but you see she's kind of wrestling a bit with like, should I? You can see that she has some information. She has something.
If you need to think on it, we're leaving tomorrow. Be gone for a bit. We're going to the woods. Did he ask you if you guys were coming with? So you could come with.
God damn it. I'm gonna go wake him up in a minute. He
No.
can wake up for a bit. That'd be good to know about. Um, She kind of leans back in her seat. I want to help Russ. I always have. The amount of kindness that he showed us. The amount of help that he provided us. Call it baggage. That man saved me. Whoever this archer is. They gotta go. There's no doubt in my mind. Could run an orphanage now. Doesn't change what happened. Even if Russ is in the wrong, I need him sorted out.
Yeah. I agree.
It's it's tough when you don't apply morality to what we do. We deal with our baggage. Is it right? Is it wrong? We don't put that on the table. Because this is about self-betterment. And he deserves to be better. Fuck. I don't know a lot.
That's okay. A little's better than nothing.
Uh,
I don't know how much time I'll have to figure it out, so I'd rather start as soon as I can.
the name that I found, and this could be a fake name, but this is the one that I've been able to pick up on. Not me, but I'm giving the information, so I think I'll claim it as mine. Cameron Hawes. Cameron Hawes. I have no visual description. I'm sure I'm actually not 100% positive how much of a description Russ could even give you. They would, I don't know, a lineage. If they're human, they're probably at least 40s or 50s by now. They have to be off the grid because I can't find anything. Not yet, but I haven't been looking for very long because
That don't matter.
I thought this person was dead. You can see just like something is just like eating at her.
Just pause for a second. Wait. Is there something else?
That's all I know about them. I promise that. Started looking into it the second we got to town.
Yeah, but there's something else bothering you.
He promised to help us.
Hmm.
He promised to help us because it's how he was helped. And when I first joined, I told him about my baggage. And he promised me it would be dealt with. And as most baggage is, it is best to deal with it yourself. Accompanied with friends. But you have to be there. You have to let go of it. My father was a bad man. And I couldn't exist how I needed to while he did. And Russ and I went to his house. The house of this old, bitter man. And I couldn't pick up my axe. My arms felt weak. And this man who had ruined my life lay on the floor begging for his. But Russ knew those two things couldn't be. And he bore the weight for me. I will bear any weight for him, but if he lies to me again, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't give you more. That's all I know about her.
Fine. I've found people with just their names before.
All right. Is that it? I have to go talk to him about going to the woods?
Yeah. He's just upstairs sleeping.
That's great. Yeah, let me go deal with that.
Yeah.
Doesn't think about anybody else's fucking schedule. And she makes her way up the stairs, and you can hear the door slam loud behind her, and just like the sound of like somebody being startled awake. And it's just the ladies in the corner, just like drinking their drinks quietly as the world of emotion happens around them.
Who's friend drama? Bum ba dum bum 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 bum.
Okay, cool. Just drink and look this way. But yeah, everybody hears the door slam, and
Mm.
eventually Brynja does come back down, though. We're not going to the woods, it's vacation. And I gotta go tell the guys. And Brynja makes her way out to go tell the rest of the team that they are getting an extended vacation.
Okay. I'll go over to the ladies' table and see if they're coming with to the woods, since Keld hasn't done it.
You sit down at the table, and they all like. Thor's like, "Hey."
Right. I realize we haven't asked you guys yet. We're going to the woods tomorrow. That's where I live and Keld lives. Are you coming with us? Because you're dating him, right?
1 second.
Oh,
You watch
siblings.
Thor choke on her drink, but is too proud to choke at this moment, and just you see the eyes like water a bit, like um The wheezing sound from Maggie, though. There's this long wheeze, and this smile that slowly begins to twist on her face. There's no doubt in my mind that Keld in the room could hear that question.
Oh yeah.
There's no doubt in my bones that in this during the daytime bar,
Cool.
you could hear your sister talking at full volume.
Mm.
As you can see, just the muscle flex in Gress's jaw a little bit. And Thor's eyes fully go to Keld, who she knows is in the room. And she's trying to read whatever the fuck your face is saying.
And his face is probably saying, doing.
Same question. 1 second. What? What was that? Oh, sorry, there was a thing. I'll be there for the thing. Ooh boy, pushes like out from the table. Well, sorry, I have to. Just the wheezing sound from Maggie as she like grips the table and tries to inhale but cannot. Well,
That's not the answer to either question, though.
the
I need to
thing.
know how many people are going.
I had forgotten the first question. There were a lot of questions. It felt like a lot of
What's
questions.
gonna come over?
It's only 2 questions.
It felt
They were
like
only
more.
they're both yes and no answers.
You guys should come.
It's a
what are
lot
we-
better.
It'd
What
be
are
a
we
nice
doing?
vacation.
Oh, we're vacationing in the woods.
Yeah.
Meeting
Let us
Keld's
talk
parents.
about it. Yeah.
We get to meet our family, be part of the pot ceremony. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, okay.
I just like to point out
uh-huh.
that Keld's probably not even thinking about it like that sort of way. The things are just lining up.
Give us as you said, we just got asked, so give us a minute to figure that out.
And I figured you would have asked them by now.
I was getting around to it.
Oh,
Been talking to a lot of people today.
okay. We'll go find an empty table then. So you can talk.
What? Oh,
They
yeah.
have to talk about it.
We'll get out of
Yeah,
there
we'll-
here.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We're leaving first thing tomorrow, so time's ticking.
Okay. We'll work on that.
Great.
Or is like visually like, did I make up the second question? Was that just
No, I'll check on the second question later. Seem really confused about that one.
all right? We'll talk about the woods.
Unsure of where to go. I think she's just gonna go to an empty table.
Oh no. Finn just like
All right, I'll keep working on my skills. Is there anything else anybody needed to do before the party?
I don't
shake off this awkwardness.
Yeah, there's that. I don't know if Keld makes mention to Nyx about Nana's request before the party or after. I leave that to Keld, but I figured I would ask.
It seems he hasn't.
Sure
Not
hasn't.
yet, and that's fine.
I will remind you, I did give you all of the candies to hand out to people if you want to.
Yeah.
If not, you can keep them all.
Easy
think-
enough for me to say each person
Yeah.
could have a candy.
Good.
Yeah. Everybody is in possession of a
Congrats.
candy that does a good thing. Is it useful? I don't know, but you got one.
It's a random good thing. Nana got like acid damage resistance last time, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thought you were gonna
Not
say
useful
acid
for the
reflux.
I got acid,
Acid
reflux.
reflux.
It was unpleasant, but could be worse.
This isn't
Just
pleasant.
had some Tums. It was fine after.
And the rest is everybody getting ready for a fun time at the party? Newt. I think me, Jillian, says we're going to go to just a few minutes early of a break, and I'm going to assume the producer's there. This is going to work out.
Mm.
Uh, thank you all for watching. We're going to take a break, go get a snack and a drink, and we will be back in 10 minutes.
You 10.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dice Gulp for episode 161 of On the Backs of Gods. We just took our 10-minute break. The team is currently zipping up outfits and lacing up shoes as they are ready to head out to the last night of the biggest party of the year. And they have a few things on their plates, and hopefully one of those things is maybe just have a good time. Honestly, at this point, your own worst enemy is everything you guys have done to yourselves. And, and I'm just here to watch. But Russ wakes up. I'm going to go ahead and tell you mechanically. Babes can't have a long rest until 24 hours have passed, so he still has a level of exhaustion. Doesn't matter how long he sleeps. Unless he sleeps for like 48 hours. And then he's good.
Jesus. Man. Yikes.
But
Don't
he
pull
sleeps
all-nighters,
for
kids.
yeah, he sleeps for at least 8 hours, but it does not count at this juncture.
Also,
So
don't
he
take
is
short rest drugs, kids.
he's up and putting on his armor, getting ready. Everybody's putting their outfits on, whether they are the same or different. I just assume either Roshan politely or there's just like a little man who goes from like everybody's rooms and just does prestidigitation as a kindness every day. It's just like, I heard you were at the party, prestidigitation, you're welcome, and leaves. And that's that man's whole job is finding the party guests to make their outfits smell nice. But I digress. As everybody gets their outfits together and Thor is standing outside and staring at the sky like, I don't know how to outdo 2 arms. I did 2 arms. I don't got any more arms. I don't know. Maybe I just do I just do naked arms? That seems wrong, right? Kelt, do I do naked arms or not?
Keld's got a lot to think about.
Do it.
Well, you got like. Ugh. Then what are you gonna put on your face?
Your arms?
She rides on his back the whole time.
Calendula did it. No. I don't know.
I mean, well, everybody knows who I am anyways, so I guess I don't gotta tell anyone.
I
Alright, you
can
don't.
think of something.
Oh, I'm sure you got time.
Flower.
um, People start to get ready. The cart is pulled around for Russ and Nix, who go to it, I think, quite quickly. And
Cal was invited to join us.
it's true. And Kel, do you join them?
Yeah, I was invited.
Shit, well, I guess I'll see you there.
Bro.
Is there
So-
room for more?
I don't know.
Fitting 3 people, based on the sizes of the people, it would be a tight fit.
Yeah. I'm bringing a lot of stuff because both of us have our armor and everything. So,
I mean, we've walked every night. We're fine.
Mm.
Besides, we don't want it to look like Russ has a harem. We don't need to inflate his ego.
Yeah, that's true. It's already too big.
Russ assists Nix into the cart and holds out a hand to Keld as well to assist him into the cart. And then we'll climb in, and that group leaves without saying a word to anyone else. And you see the ladies kind of lean back into each other and are like, yeah, let's have a really long walk with everybody else.
Oh no.
Awesome. Cool.
They can get some deets from the other side of the conversation.
Yeah. They just walk slightly behind to be like, it's like we're not even here. You guys do. You just talk about whatever you want to talk about. You guys work through it.
We're not listening.
None of our business. We're all stuck on this boat together, but none of our business. Um,
So Fen
But-
reaches into the bag of tricks and he pulls out a furry little ball and he throws it down and it's a giant rat and he immediately dismisses it. And then he reaches in again and it's a fucking panther and he
Uh-oh.
even quicker dismisses that one.
Incriminating.
And then he pulls back, he reaches in again and it's the same fucking giant rat.
God damn it.
And he's like, all right, I guess I'm walking. And he
Alrighty then. No majestic
All right.
elk tonight. We doing it old fashioned.
and everybody else starts walking, making their way towards the party. It is a chilly night. You are only emboldened by the fact that you know that the confines of the party is comfortable. You could take your jacket off even if you were so inclined. But all of you sort of hustle your way. If you were at the nice inn, you'd be a lot closer. But everyone decided, fuck that. We want to be
Yeah,
at the
we-
hard fiddle, baby. And
Yeah.
maybe for the best. But you make your way, and the first to arrive, of course, is Russ, Nix, and Kelt. Is there anything for the cart ride, or is it just we're a team, we're all in the cart? Yeah, I think Russ is
can't-
just sort of like humming and like fiddling with like the end of like Nix's hair. He seems like he's trying to kind of like wake up and like sort of focus in. Yes, Keld?
I cannot think of anything right now, so
That's
okay.
fine. It's just
Yeah.
the cart ride.
You have to think about if you two are dating or not. That's what you're
Right.
figuring out, right?
yeah, totally.
Are they dating?
Don't know. I've asked both now.
I mean,
I mean,
usually people don't, that quickly, but is that a Dem Woods thing? Unclear. I'm not from them, and it's kind of my thing.
she already said at the beginning she wasn't looking for that, so I don't know.
But she didn't say no. I
True.
think she would have said no right away if it was a no.
Good point.
You should ask her.
That'll
Russ
be for
stays out
later
of
when
the
we're emboldened.
Russ stays out of the conversation after that. Unable to pick a side or statement he should make. And it's like decides to just tap out of that one.
That's fair.
But all of you in the cart arrive, and you all are going in. Okay.
Yeah.
What are you dropping off at the door?
So much stuff.
Tell me about it.
Okay, I've got this armor of fire resistance, scale mail, her cloak of protection, shield. That's everything. Oh, and I would have taken the bath potion she got for this night.
Nix means business today.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
today's-
took the potion?
Yeah, because it was supposed to last some amount of time.
Go
Before we
ahead and
left.
roll me a d20, please.
10.
Okay. As you drink the potion, you remember that there is a slim chance you could just be producing bubbles from your mouth as a side effect. A slim chance side effect. But it does not seem to come to pass. And you are just very clean.
Well, no bubbles.
But
Just squeaky
the
clean.
three of you enter the party after waiting in line behind different people of varying outfits of ostentatiousness, magical inclination, color and size and shape. it is kind of funny seeing such extravagant outfits outside of the party. There is just like this weird starkness to on a dim sidewalk, there's somebody wearing the outfit of a queen, just waiting in line.
It's like walking around during a convention.
I was
Yeah.
about to say exactly that. It is convention vibes all the way. It's people with like giant long trains kind of holding them casually over one arm while they're get in. Uh-huh.
And the rest of the team is coming and getting in line, waiting for their accompaniment if they have any. Couple things at the door.
Lovely.
While the first three, before the rest arrive, Russ's handler seems to have been waiting and makes her way over while you guys are waiting in line. And kind of like squares up next to Russ, who does like a quick little bow. Oh, would you like to walk in with us? And of course, there's that really long pause because she is only communicating mentally. Oh, right. And he kind of like leans down and forward and kind of fishes out from under his armor a necklace. The two of you recognize this necklace. This he showed you the gem at least when you were making camp for the first time, and he felt obligated to tell you that he had a stone that could dispel magic when you were setting up your bubble. And he pulls that out. And she takes it in her hand and pulls a few things out from her pockets, and it's like a bunch of very like thick ornate looking wire wrapped around gems, and you can see that like runes have been carved into these wires, and she is trying to like twist them into and hold on to this necklace and put them in place. And Russ kind of looks over at you. This is going to make sure that I can use it more and efficiently, but it's only going to work for the night. And it's going to it could possibly destroy the item, but I'll find another one if I have to. But this makes it much more efficient. And now it's a bit clunky, but once again, it is going under his armor. And while the handler does that, there is still that rhythmic like movement of the shoulders like a drum. And you can see it like on different parts of the body, but just like this drum like movement. Twitches maybe? Ticks? You don't know.
This is on the handler?
Yes. And eventually sort of after finishing does not wait in line with you. Kind of gives like a bow and then is like, I'm not going to stand next to you guys quietly in line. All right, bye. Okay. I think she likes me. I'm really struggling to figure out this situation.
It's hard to
Like we've
She's
know.
known
not
each
one
other
of
for
many words.
yeah, no, we've known each other for a hot minute, but I don't know. Alas,
She didn't seem too upset when you hugged her yesterday, so I think it's working.
I thought it was going to be worse when I accidentally did that. I still feel bad about it because it was like a set sort of boundary thing, and
Uh,
Seems like she moved on.
yeah, and it's definitely more of a work relationship. She's not coming out to drink with the team,
it's true. Should we invite her to do that?
If you would like to, you certainly may.
Okay.
I feel like I'll get in trouble if I do.
Mm.
And the three of you make your way through the line as the rest of the team arrives, sadly without a large animal to tie up for the night and then ride home and be very cool on the way there and the way out. But you show up and Roshan, you can find easily enough Amelie, who seems to be waiting for you. And she like looks at you and then starts walking towards like the entrance of an alleyway.
Roshan will give just a nod to the gaggle that he walked here with and say, my it appears my date wants a tryst, and then just peels off and goes into the alley.
Sorry, guys, got to put in the work. I'll be back. Roshan goes over to the alley, um, and Amelie sort of, she's not leaning against the wall because dirty. I'm wearing my cute little baby blue dress. I'm not doing that. But she has pulled out like this like long cigarette holder and takes a long drag from it. It seems
Well,
that
if
you're
you weren't so
interested.
pretty, I'd say you'd have hoodlum energy.
There's this big smile. You can see kind of the kind of creasing of the crow's feet around her eyes. Aren't you so nice? Some people have probably referred to me as a hoodlum, so not too strange, I think. Um, Speaking of hoodlum behavior, and she takes a long drag. Maybe I'm mistaken, but it seems that you have been striking up conversations with me where you have been sharing some very spicy gossip. And I, for one, love hearing it. 10 out of 10 will hear it any day of the week. But I'm not gonna do much with it, especially the people you're talking about. That's a little,
I was keeping you in the loop as a service to you. Um, I'm I don't expect anything from you other than an escort for the rest of the evening.
well, isn't that sweet? I was gonna say, if you were trying to do something with those bits of information, I do know who you can talk to.
Can you remind me which bits of information she's referring to?
So you have been spilling the tea about Corrine, and the one that comes to mind immediately is that the pond was full of rats. That you
Okay.
were talking about the nasty rat problem. You also said something else about Corrine that I can't exactly remember, but Corrine has twice been a topic of gossip for you. So you believe that's what she's probably referring to.
Okay. Then Roshan says, would it be more appropriate if you introduced us or just pointed them out to me?
No, I don't want them talking to me. She takes like another hit and
It's
looks
not
up.
that gross, disgusting rat boy we saw on the first night, is it?
You're a nasty rat boy.
Yeah, he walked past the Goblin Queen and she thoroughly read him
Oh,
and
he's a piece of shit. Yeah, yeah, I know who you're talking
yeah.
about.
It's not him,
No,
right?
no. Uh, it's beautiful people. You know how they love to talk. It's a skill.
I I do know that, yes.
So I'm not gonna go get in their radar because I feel like we are in similar lines of work, but I don't. It's on two sides of the same coin.
Well, thank you for bringing them to my attention.
I will certainly do so. I will warn you, they are very mean. So put on your brave face.
Great. Love that. Today's the perfect day for it.
Well, and just be cool enough to not be a vulnerable. And she smiles and she makes her way back towards the line.
Roshan will attend to her, hold an arm out if she wants to put her hand in its crook.
She'd love to. And Tan Rye's daughter eventually shows up and will get in line with Nana. Does not have really anything to say. Does like cordial how do you do's, but like besides that, like you watch the eyes sort of glaze over as somebody standing in line is ought to do.
That's fair, yes. I think perhaps only thing Nana might want to inquire with Tan before we kind of get into the party proper is just Tan, tonight being the last night for the party, I don't anticipate things being demanding of either of us. I was curious to ask you a little more about your business, but I didn't want to occupy your time while you're doing your rounds here. Is there a better time or opportunity I might be able to speak with you further?
I guess it depends on what you want to talk about.
There's a few different things. One of them being I heard that you make extremely efficient farming equipment, I understand, which is very useful for folk to be able to bring in crop more efficiently. To be fair, I come from a place where the corruption has historically been something of a problem, and ordinary folk find dealing with the worse aspects of that a challenge. So I wanted to know whether or not perhaps some of your machines might be easy enough for, say, a farmer to pick up and make some use of to defend what's theirs.
East or west?
That would be west.
So I'm going to go ahead and tell you that getting objects of this caliber to the west is more complicated.
Because of the hammer.
And seafaring is treacherous, and these things
Naturally.
are often large.
Right.
But if you get me an emissary to talk to, that way that I know chiefs, a jarl is interested, then yeah, I'd be happy to work with someone.
Absolutely. Very good. I have not spoken to anyone officially as yet, but I wanted to inquire with you as to what the proper avenue would be.
I would recommend finding someone to get in contact with me. They can do so pretty easily through letter, and or they can plan a meetup of some sort. Depends on who wants me.
Of course. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll make inquiries, and with some luck, perhaps we can make an arrangement that will be useful to everyone.
I guess we'll see. They're welcome to reach out.
Thank you. Seeing from first-hand experience, I wasn't just exaggerating the usefulness of your machine. I can see how good it would be. I'm perhaps not the most ideal fighter to use that specific model, but by and large, the whole idea is absolutely what I think would be useful for folk to be able to get a handle on when magic isn't available and more experienced
Oh.
fighters are hard to find.
That's a bit different than farming equipment, isn't it?
A touch. Farming equipment is primarily the thing I hope negotiations to be about. Primarily. I do not know exactly what would be asked. I would need to inquire with the folk that I know back home, if I'm honest, and I do not want to field potential deals that have not been decided on yet. Only making you aware of the fact that it may come across your desk sometime soon.
Okay. I'm going to tell you something just from my perspective and the perspective of maybe a chief or a jarl. Um, Being a farmer is good work most of the time. sometimes the crops don't come in like they should. Either the winters are too harsh, the summer, maybe there's bandits. And then, hey, maybe you can stand up against those bandits now with your fancy new contraption. Or maybe we just gave a weapon to a brand new bandit.
Right. Right.
That's
And
always something to keep in mind when giving out such powerful materials. But I am very content to give out farming equipment and supplies if need be, if that is discussed. But giving out weapons of that caliber, maybe if your chief or jarl is interested, that's up to them.
all right. It was only I had noticed in my own experience that it could be a useful thing. So I thought that perhaps, if nothing else, maybe opening up a dialogue might be useful.
All right. I'll wait for my letter.
Very good. Thank you.
Yeah. And she kind of like like as you were walking through the line keeps like glancing over at you and then like
Mhm.
she reaches over and begins to blend in some of the makeup that you had bought.
Yeah, of course, it's not expertly put on. She kind of did it herself.
Yeah. She reaches over and kind of begins to blend it in to your jawline a bit and like blend in if you've done any sort of like contouring or anything like that. Like reaches over and
Little
is just like,
bit.
let me fix this shit.
Thank you. First time using anything quite that complex makeup wise. Not much call for it back home.
Yeah, that's fine. You just gotta look like you at least know how to put it on. You did okay. It's not bad.
I appreciate
It's
that.
fine. Yeah.
Being presentable is preferred. Thank you.
Also, our goal today is to try and lay low and be casual. We're not picking any fights, but if somebody wants to, not much we can do about it but say yes.
Right. I'll be prepared. I'm not looking to start anything.
Yeah, if you see something interesting, we'll see. But let's hope we can just stay afloat.
So far as I can tell, I'm probably not very high on the totem pole. I can't imagine I'd be an enticing fight. Not nearly
That's
so
what
much
I
as
think.
Russ.
I don't think you and I are big fish. Not yet.
Mhm.
Maybe later.
Later, maybe.
And
We'll see.
all of you begin to make your way into the party. First being Nyx and Russ. Nyx, is there anything different about your outfit tonight that you'd like to share?
There is. Not gonna do it the whole night, just every now and again, because cost spell slots. But
Mm.
she has, like before, full dress outfit with the chains and the shaped water ice in web type patterns going down it. And now also with her crawling over the dress are just two tarantulas also wearing matching dresses.
Oh
I have been waiting for these tarantulas.
God,
I've
when was
been
this going
dreaming
to be
of these
revealed?
tarantulas in
They're
dresses
just
for
here
months.
on her shoulders and crawling around having a good time.
Has Nyx
Uh,
always had two tarantulas?
Nope.
No.
uh, you can see Russ is not the biggest fan of the tarantulas, but is not actively being squeamish. It's not his favorite thing that's ever happened, but also, if your wife is gonna wear tarantulas, you gotta be okay with tarantulas. It is what it is.
She would have assured they don't have to be around the whole time. It's only like an hour at a time, and I choose when they're
No, it's
around.
fine. They're just there's something, maybe it's the dress. They're like I'm giving them human personalities, and I think maybe that's where I'm messing up, is I'm thinking of
But
them a
look at
little
their little
too.
feet.
Yeah.
God, their little feet dangling out the back of the dress. As you make your way into the party with your new companions, two tarantulas in dresses that match your dress. Um,
These are Nix's
Kel,
new friends.
here's my new friends. They're tarantulas and they can't hurt me. Tears in the eyes. They'd never hurt me. They don't have poison or anything.
They can't even
Um,
talk. They're fine.
They can't bite. It's fine. They can't talk or make wishes. Keld, you make your way in with the three ladies who have just kind of like, they're like, we come as a unit. It is what it
Yeah.
is. Thor's arm bare this time instead of covered with lightning ash, and just you can just get the full spectrum of the musculature at this point, not being obscured. Keld, is there anything different about your outfit?
We'll say this time he has the robed top, but not the like buttoned up collared part. So it's more just robe. And not,
Oh, a reveal rather than an add-on. I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
And this is my cleavage, he says.
Oh,
You
you
may
love
perceive
the
it.
paladin cleavage.
Paladin
Ah,
cleavage.
конечно.
If anybody ever corrects me about venom and poison again, I will kill the party. I will fucking kill all of you. Rocks fall, the party's ablaze. I'll start screaming.
Oh no!
I want it on the table. I want it recorded. I want it on. I want it
on the
on
record.
recording.
It's on the
For the
record. Josh
record.
committed to the notes.
Rocks will fall. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. And you can't convince me these tarantulas don't have little daggers covered in poison. Prove
Oh,
it. You
God.
can't.
Yeah. They match
Hiding
me
in their
perfectly, you know?
skirts.
Pull out knives. Oh, they can hurt you.
Oh,
I
God.
made
They
them
pull
their
out
own
little vials
daggers.
of poison to pour in your mouth because they're like, oh, we don't got anything else. Little baby
like,
vials for
Little
tarantulas.
bitty dangly golden chains.
Aw. But I will make rocks fall. Anywho, you guys are at the party. You guys are having a really good time. Making your way through. Nana, hey champ. You walk in with Tan. Is
Yep.
there anything different about your outfit? And what are you checking in? I forgot. Keld, what are you checking in real fast?
Oh god, yeah.
You're muted.
There he is.
I think he probably just ended up deciding on bringing his armor, shield, and sword again, just in case.
Okay.
Got no plans to use it, but
you never know. So both of you check in a hefty amount of intent to possibly be a problem. And
intent,
Nana, what are
just.
you checking in? And if there's anything different about your outfit?
Nana is going to be checking in basically her full complement of battle kit. So she's got the Belt of Returning, which has her flower dagger and 2 spears attached. She's got her short sword as well, going into check-in, along with her Galunder-inspired studded leather armor. I think that was all the important shit. Yes, and as far as different things for today, it's basically just like the makeup. She did do a little effort in there. There's a little bit of contouring. She went for a little bit of shadow around the eyes, and it looks like it pops a little bit more. She's not polished with makeup, but she has applied it in the past. It's happened. So she
I
has
believe
some
you.
idea of what she's doing. And aside from that, really nothing else different. Like, the outfit is essentially the same old deal. Yeah.
Okie dokie. You make your way into the party, whichever side of the split you guys decide to pick as you make your way through.
Mhm.
Fen, you enter the party by yourself as your date is inside. Is there anything different about your outfit? And what do you check in at the door?
Fen checks in his bow and quiver at the door,
Mm-hmm.
as he has every night. They're not allowed inside, so he must needs be leave them behind. As he walks across the threshold, the resplendent and radiant colors of autumn drain from the embellishments of his armor. The leaves on his bracers, which appeared last night in yellows and oranges, now appear drab and gray. The tips of his antlers the tips of his antlers no longer appear bloody and red. Instead, his mask and circlet are encrusted in spiky hoarfrost, which creeps up from the bases of the stag horns. Sorry, I've lost my place in my own notes.
I feel that deeply.
We
His
all do.
his cloak, still trimmed with feathers, has lost all its color and is now slate blue gray. The phantom autumn leaves which swirled around him are gone, and now a bluish white snow falls in a column surrounding him, and flakes billow and bluster around the floor at its feet, blown around by some sensationless wind. The air around him smells slightly of ice and snow and pine sap. Corinne's pearls sparkle brightly, reflecting the blues and whites of illusory snowflakes, making the constellations which they form resemble stars more strongly than any other previous night. So, although the color has largely disappeared from his outfit, uh, the pearls set within the outfit sparkle more brightly than they have previously, with brighter whites and silvers.
Right. Let me tell you guys what you see at the party tonight as you enter into the space. The things that you see. The first thing that stands out are the performers in the trees, no longer stationary as they were the first night, or slowly moving the second night as if leaves in the wind. They are now twisting and turning. There are full movements, people moving throughout the trees, some with lengths of silk wrapped around their bodies, which they twist into and then fall from the trees and spin out and catch, hanging like ornaments, like orb weavers, like bodies in dreams that go crashing through tree branches. Keld, you hear. Keld! As you enter the space, and you can see Rick Despide, a goblin man with a high ruff, holding a drink and smiling at you as you enter into the space. Under one arm, holding a large scroll, which you know that he is working on his next piece. Smiling bright with big white goblin teeth. You can all see Ellie and Athumbla lounging under a tree, sitting in the grass, smoking and drinking. Whichever one you think is doing either or both, up to you and whatever you've decided. You can see some of you recognize an old woman that you had seen at the Song in Siren, dressed in very thick materials, holding two small dogs in hand who are dressed to the nines. You see a young man that you recognize with stars in his eyes who is now set up on a blanket in the grass doing readings from runes. You can see Clove Kid and Ears talking to two young men. One of them, Alyona, had been speaking to the other night and stated this was the son of the Jarl. You can see Riley and her nanny sitting on a bench enjoying a treat that they had taken from the buffet and have taken outside to watch the tree in its splendor. You can see the two men that the party is affectionately calling vampire boyfriends in their black suits. You can see that they are now walking arm in arm and meandering their way towards the music at the far end of the courtyard. And Benjamin Brown talks enthusiastically with a staff member holding a tray of food and drink, seeming to have a boisterous and pleasant conversation. You see Torment walking the circle of the courtyard. though at one point he does stop and exchanges words with a woman dressed in a golden suit, a large suit of armor, beautiful and immaculate. And you recognize that this is the woman who paid respects to Thor and her company when she heard of what they did to Jura, the monster that they hung above the tavern door. Calendula sits at their station. The top of their suit, different, now peeled open like a blooming flower, exposing the tattoos fully on their chests, these thin, dainty vines that rise up from the two pale scars below their pecs. And the accoutrement, the accompaniment, they dress as petals, no longer attached to Calendula's outfit, but free to move and walk and lay as they please in the space, as if these are petals falling from the flower itself. Um, there is a beige gnome watching a beautiful bugbear woman in purples make her way towards the bar, and he makes the choice to go to the lounge. You catch a glance of Anita and her yellow dress and the unstrung bow that hangs over her shoulders, as she seems to be a few steps ahead on her way to the bar as well. You see Jin Lee with her muted pink skin tone and a metal collar of a wolf's maw. She is flanked by a lizard folk in handcrafted carved armor and a woman in furs and leathers. They talk and they move slowly through the space, taking it in as they go. You see that they have just finished a conversation with the goblinoid queen Thruli and her goblin companions. Thruli, at this time, after saying her goodbyes, is making her way towards the embrace and her partner, his partner Eolilt. Both of them in their beautiful sprawling robes with decorations now covering their tentacled mouths. Beautiful pieces of swirling metal and gems, anointing it kind of like fingers, but displayed on their faces proudly. When they meet each other, Queen Thruli, the embrace and his partner, they all bow respectfully before stepping in close to have a conversation. Bela stands with her spouse, the woman with large white wings that had protruded from her back to cover her body, stands with her hand placed over her pregnant stomach. With her, she's currently speaking to Linnea of the Spine, the woman who had wanted to dance with Russ and has yet to push the topic, speaks with her, and you can see Linnea looks towards the entrance as you enter, but quickly turns her focus back inwards as she is talking to a very important dignitary and should stay focused. Across the courtyard, you can see transfixed on the pregnant drow is the Lady Lord, spider legs mirroring these white wings as they protrude from her back, pointed edges, dripping with copper. You can feel the disdain. It is palpable. It is the air the Lady Lord breathes. Hatred. She is flanked by General Talarin, highly decorated, who you can see occasionally catches a glance at the sky, and a tiefling with immaculate braids wearing a suit and mask that now roil like a volcano. Eagle's suit splits open in spots, and it almost looks like magma wishes to push forth. And it's as if the earth, the suit, pulls it back in. Smoke and soot rise from these crevices, very heavily on his mask, and anytime he smiles, it looks as if smoke pours from his mouth. And all of this surrounded by the tension that there are invisible guards covering the expanse of the courtyard, some of them hired by Corrine, some of them coming with the dignitaries from the Underdark, people that were appointed to stand watch, probably mostly on each other. You see the empty circle of dirt, no longer being walked by the widow. It is quiet and still, and it awaits its next duel. Though there is something new to the space. There are these tall lamps that you recognize, the same as the one at the entrance. But these ones are twisted and have more of an artistic appeal to them. which people do seem to stop and stare at. And you can see that occasionally an art piece will lay themselves across it and get comfortable laying over the arch of one of these waving posts. The light inside of it, the fire that it creates, is shifting from one color to the next in kind of jagged order. There is no rhyme or reason to the way it burns, but it seems to catch people's attention. And most importantly of all, Corrine, the host. Wavy blonde hair braided up with pearls, red lips, and no red on her dress. The dress is fully comprised of pearls, shining brightly under these lamps. The opulence of the dress is. She stands like a star at her party, as she should. She is the host, and it is very apparent that she is. All of this is accented by the musical wails of Alder Tidings, dwelling below an array of crackling and maybe soon to fall icicles. This is the party that you enter. Anybody doing anything?
Nana is probably going to like do a few rounds, just sort of check and see where everything is, where folks are. But aside from that, mainly just look to eventually grab some food, some drink, and then maybe go over to the lounge for a bit.
Nana's like, actually, I'm here to party. And Nana takes that
That's
up
where I'm
fully.
starting off. That's the
As you
start of the
make
party.
as you make your way through, Nana, all of you can see now leaving the bar is Alyona, who is not originally in the courtyard, is making her way out. And it is a similar energy in a sense to Corrine. Somebody who is standing in this space now instead of somebody who was standing on the outside the first night. This person is standing with purpose in this space. There is an energy to her as she makes her way, fully engaging in the event, and makes her way through the courtyard. You're not like, you don't pass each other. It's not like but
Got it.
but you are able to see her on your periphery as you make your way around. Nana
Okay.
goes to get food and drink and get a look around, maybe go lounge in a bit.
Mhm.
Anybody else looking to do something?
I have to give a birthday present to Riley.
Okay.
That's our first stop, so I'm not carrying this candy all night.
Yeah.
First stop, you all make your so I'm guessing Keld, Nix, and Russ go and make their way over to Riley, who looks up at you. Hi.
Got you a birthday present.
Wow, and it's not even my birthday.
I
And
know.
she takes the bag.
I thought it'd be more surprising if it wasn't on your birthday.
You can see her pondering that. Like she's
Mhm.
taking it into account. That is very true. It is a surprise. And like the nanny, she looks over and the nanny's staring at her. Thank you. She kind of turns to you and quickly says, before opening it and beholding the array of colorful candies inside. You can see like the twinkling in her eyes being given this
Ooh.
gift. And the nanny kind of clears her throat. You can have one right now. And then I could maybe have two now. I'll make a roll.
Go,
How
kid, go.
about you have one now and we'll eat real food for dinner and we'll see if we have another one. And you can see Riley is sort of like a little bit of a thrash from side to side. Fine, I'll have one now and not two now, and then I will have two later. And
Mhm.
she begins to like shuffle through the bag and
She's a
pulls out
master bargainer.
a pink candy, just stares at it and puts it in her mouth. And oddly enough, these candies a little big for children's mouths, like,
Mm.
but Riley cares not. Um,
It's fine.
and the nanny smiles at you. That was very thoughtful. Thank you for bringing Riley a gift.
Thought she needed something that she would like.
Mm. And I'm sure she likes it a lot. I like it a lot. Very nice. As she like tries to talk through this candy in her mouth.
And those are all for you, Riley. That's your present, just so you know.
And she kind of like pulls it
Mm-hmm.
closer to herself. Like she fully is like, this is
Yes.
mine, and I've been given permission that it is
Mhm.
Oh
mine.
no.
And you can see the nanny smiles, but is like,
Hmm.
good.
It's great. Okay.
Get sugared up.
Hey,
She'll sleep
not
great later.
not our problem.
Nope.
Do
Exactly.
we want to go over to Callan now, Cald? Just get it done.
Yeah, let's go ahead and see about that. Do we want to start with the
The plant.
yeah?
One plant.
Do you want me to be with you? I should do like my half walk first, but like I could if you want me to be there.
Hmm. Okay, let's do the walk first, and then we'll go.
What if I just sort of do like a walk in the area? And then I'll wait for you and then we finish the walk.
Okay.
So I'll be
Makes
close
sense.
by.
Looks more casual that way.
He's
I
going
like
to be
it.
very casual about it, I'm sure.
Very casual walk.
Just pacing back and forth, very normal and cool.
Right in
Mhm.
front of.
Just keep
Um,
finger guessing. It'll work eventually.
the two of you make your way towards Calendula, noting that you didn't even bring up Roshan being like, maybe the two of you should go talk to him. Nick's fully intending and just walking over on a corner. I'm going to go talk to Calendula now. Get out of my way. You make your way over, and there is like the smell of like pollen and flowers in the space, and you as you walk by
He's
different
blooming.
he's you
Look
walk
at
by
him.
different members that have come with him, the petals. Each one smells of a different flower that if you took the time, you're like, maybe I could identify it. But they each smell of a different plant. Um, Hello there. It is good to see you. Please take a seat.
Great.
Good evening.
Yes.
Can I pour you a drink?
I'm not doing alcohol.
Oh, that is for the best. It is hard to regulate your emotions when under the influence.
Oh, it
You
actually
should
does
see.
nothing to me, so
Oh. Oh, that's weirder.
still get sick from it, but
Mm.
I'm fine until
E-
then.
that is even weirder. I will not ask. And he looks to Keld, if he wants a drink.
Sure, thanks.
Of course. And pours Keld some red wine and tops himself off and just kind of waits.
So I heard we're doing you a favor.
I
Figured
wish it.
yeah, we're just gonna us two. We're gonna handle it.
Very well.
Mhm. So,
We're-
do you want to tell him your idea, Keld?
Yeah, we were thinking on it, and I was thinking we're going to be visiting our home soon. And there's quite a variety of plants and fauna there. So we'd like to offer you maybe something you might find useful.
Did you have a plant in mind?
There's this one called there's sugar tufts, but then there's this one that's like a faux sugar tuft that has a lot more uses to it because the regular one's more just like a snack, but the other one's really useful.
There is this like little smile on Calendula's face. I have heard of the tuft and the faux tuft. Takes another sip of the wine. I would not use the word rare. They are definitely useful. They are also more specific to particular areas. They do not grow all over the continent. Do I think it is enough? I am unsure. And Calendula sort of cuts themselves off. Where do you live?
In the woods.
Are you able to be more specific?
Them woods?
If this is helpful to you. And kind of flashes their hand forward and like minor illusion, a map of the continent.
Okay.
That's helpful.
Is it? Have we seen a map of the continent?
I can only assume at some point you have
Like,
seen a map of the continent.
I feel like we had a map
Surely.
when we left home.
Yeah.
We had one.
You may
Only
not know where
Kel could
other
hold it.
places are, but you would at least maybe know where your home
We can
is
trace it
vaguely on a
back.
map. Yeah, you could follow a line of the trails and be like, yeah, probably
Yeah,
around
we
there.
went to that
Approximately
town, and it took along a road that went around a mountain. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Right.
somehow we identify.
We pointed out for him. Right around there.
Interesting. Have you heard of Water Crimson?
I think so.
Nick,
we?
you're welcome to roll nature if you want to. Kel, don't worry about it.
Ooh, she might have.
Hmm?
21.
You have currently no recollection of what that is. But the thing is, you are aware that plants don't always go by the same names. So it could be that you're like, I'm confident I know what a lot of plants are,
Right.
but I might call them something else.
Like, maybe if you describe it. Because sometimes, we just name stuff because we don't know other people have named things.
That is incredibly fair.
Hmm.
Guys, it's the end.
Oh, no.
Okay. This
the
is it.
water
It's been
crimson.
real.
What? What's
The water
happening?
crimson got me.
No.
It's in the wine.
Oh, no.
It was wine.
Well, based on the area where your home is, and based on some of the activities you were speaking of with me the other day, is leading me to assume that maybe you would come across water crimson. Water crimson is rare and presumably is in the water. Streams, lakes, rivers, depending. But my grandmother, she used water crimson sparingly. It is incredibly potent and incredibly rare. It did grow around our home, but still quite sparse. You can usually find it when you look in the water and it is It is like an algae. It is red. Um, I'm not sure if this sounds familiar to you, but
Mm.
the way my grandmother described it, it grows around areas under the influence of what I refer to as doldrum. Doldrum is an energy that can be created through certain um, activities or beings. It is stagnance. It is an oppressive energy. You can feel it. That's why it is on occasion easy to find it when you are looking for it, because the doldrum is suffocating in a way. Um, Everything feels too still. Um,
Hmm.
but you can assume that acquiring this water crimson could be dangerous based on the areas where it grows and the fact that doldrum has can have a negative effect on the mind and the body depending on how long you are in the area and depending on your current state of being. Um, but it is useful in many potions. And,
What's it used for?
well, you can use it for a few things. There are ways you can heal with it. It is can be used as a painkiller. It can be used in certain therapies. All of this is at incredibly low doses um, because it is a very good poison.
Mm.
And based on conversations I've had with many of your companions, uh, if you happen to find enough water crimson, and it was more than I needed, I would be willing to perhaps tip you with a poison of my own making.
Hmm.
But you would have to find enough. When you find it, you have to store it in the water, so it must be in a container, or it will dry. Unless you know how to dry it, do not touch it with your bare hands.
How do you dry it?
If you have a week to spend with me and learn this skill, I will show it to you. But I think all of us are on a bit of a timeline.
Yeah, we're going there tomorrow.
Oh, that is a quick timeline.
It's not really a week.
If you are able to find this water crimson, if you agree to find this water crimson and bring it to me, I would consider our debt paid.
Hmm.
But
We'll
as I
see if we
said,
can find this.
it is a dangerous ask. And then we might be a bit iffy if it cannot be found.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Nyx has never been afraid of poison, so I don't think we have a problem.
True.
Oh, you do not have to be scared of the poison. You need to be afraid of the doldrum, the stillness. But based on your current trajectory, I think you may come across it. This unease. And if you do not find it, I will pick something else and it will be much more complicated. But this I'm very excited about.
I think it could work.
And Calendula reaches across the table with a hand extended. We will shake on it. You will acquire the water crimson. You will bring all of it that you find to me. If you find it in abundance, I will create you something as a tip. And we will be square. If you run away and do not return, if you scorn me, it's going to hurt my feelings.
Don't want that. We'll shake his hand.
All right. He shakes Nyx's hand, and then is also going to extend his hand to Kel because two people to
We're a
shake
team.
hands with.
You know?
We're a
Yeah.
team. Well, it is incredibly exciting. It's been a long time since I have seen Water Crimson, and
Yeah.
Mm.
everyone wins.
Battery
I
low.
think that's everything. Do you have anything else, Keld? No?
No? Sounds like a plan.
All right. I have to go do a circle, or half a circle.
Have a good time. Thank you for being so prompt with your dealings with me. I appreciate it.
No problem. I wanted to make sure that it actually got dealt with. Don't know if they would have ever talked to you.
Thank you.
So get up and go.
Calendula gets comfortable in their seat and like looks to Keld and takes a sip
Mm.
of their wine. You're welcome to stay if you like.
He'll hang out while he finishes his wine.
Beautiful. And Calendula gets comfortable with you in the space. Doesn't engage too much. Definitely like will put out small talk or be like starts telling you about the wine a bit. And you watch as like one of the petals stands and like this just exaggerated dance as they flitter through the air and then land on another part of the couch to lounge and be comfortable. Calendula leans forward. They are an improv troupe. They came to me with the idea.
Ah.
I hire them every year. I can't fathom not doing this anymore.
This one's quite entertaining.
I like it. Gives me something else to watch, someone to talk to. And you just see Calendula is just like staring deep into like your eyes, like is looking for something.
Kelt will just say, yeah, it's nice to have the company.
It is difficult to be alone. I can't imagine a worse fate than being alone.
Yeah. Does seem pretty bad.
Is he talking about your right hand?
Why does that have anything to do?
Well,
With
now it's
hand.
alone in the hand department.
It's
Is
true.
your hand lonely? You used to have two, and now you have one. Calendula doesn't say that they're not a monster. Unlike the rest of the party who keeps talking shit about Keld's lack of hand. Calendula
A hand
does
in the
just
hand
like...
is worth two in the bush.
So Calendula looks into your eyes deeply. See,
Can I tell if he's looking for something?
yeah, go ahead and roll insight.
Mhm. Mm. 9.
You don't know. But there's just like this like prying and understanding gaze. It's somebody looking for something in particular.
Mm.
But then you do see the kind of relaxed posture return. It is the look of somebody who did not find what they are looking for. You pick up on that at least.
All right.
But you are able to continue to drink your drink, and the party pushes on. Who would like to do something? Ooh, do stuff.
Roshan didn't get to talk about he outfit, but
Oh no, I was too busy being mad about poison and venom or whatever. Dude,
that
I was too busy being
that is
angry
written
about
right
it.
there.
Guys, stop antagonizing her about it.
Everyone's trying to make me make rocks fall. And one day I will cave, okay?
A cave in.
Tell me about it as you walk in with Amelie, and if you check anything at the door.
Roshan doesn't check anything at the door again. His outfit is it's building upon the same concept as last night. But it's projecting illusions up around his face, and if you get a glimpse beyond the fringe, you can see some light, subtle aurora borealis that looks that sympathetically changes color to whoever he's talking to's outfit. And if you look real close, it looks like there's a trick of the light that there's a starry night underneath his hat. That it looks like a glimpse into the sky.
That's real cool.
But he is going to keep an eye out with Amelie for that person she mentioned, the
Yeah.
someone who's hungry for gossip.
You make your way towards the center of the courtyard, and Amelie is getting her ring kissed and making small talk and making her way through. And she stops at one point, and she sort of looks over, and she sort of like yawns and makes a hand gesture in a direction.
Is it clear enough to know who she's talking about?
There is no doubt in Roshan's mind about what group of people are being pointed at.
Oh. Oh boy, what group is it?
These are people you caught sight of, but with the context, it adds an energy to them in the space standing together and talking. This is a group, the words that they say and they spread mean something. Things are happening in that tiny grouping. You see 3 figures chatting. You see a pale woman with long blonde hair, silver stars braided in, and it looks like silver strands as well. Almost has like a shooting star sort of effect. She is draped in dark fabrics depicting the night sky. She has a rapier at one side, and is wearing a simple black mask with a twinkling starlight on it. Based on looking at this group with your insight, you think this is the newest member of this group. This is a person who has just made their way in from the sidelines and is nervous and happy to be there. This person has gotten their hooks in and are like, thank God. And they are holding on tight. You see another person with tan skin. Their skin is painted with blues and oranges, the blues matching the vibrant feathered wings that hang from their arms. They are wearing an outfit of bone and twine, hanging yarn and ornaments. Their shoes are thickly wrapped twine that goes up their legs. They have long, curling, orangey, kind of brassy hair that is twisted and formed on top of their head to be a nest. And you can see 2 birds flitting around and jumping and hopping into the nest. And you can see that there are little eggs inside of the hairpiece as well. The word that comes to mind as you realize either some beautiful magical thing is happening where she is able to make these wings look like they are actively coming out of her arms, the word Aarakocra comes to mind. You can see that they are talking with a third member, a heavier set man in an ornate wheelchair. The wheels are blue and gold. He has long hair and artistically shaved facial hair and brows, and all of these things are a vibrant blue and purple. It is just a vibrant, ostentatious thing to stand out so away from some of the more natural colors in the space, especially next to the Aarakocra person they're next to. Um, his shirt is long sleeved but stops above the chest, so showing the expanse of their chest and soft stomach. They are wearing bright blues and reds and oranges. His shoes are high and laced. His lips are a deep wine color. There are purple and blue dots on different parts of the face, a bit sporadic. And the ears are pierced, and the ears seem to be slightly pointed. Maybe a half elf, could be a variety of different types of people. And you can feel like Amelie beginning her trek away, and something else catches your eye. The fact that they're not always looking at each other, and they're not always looking out at the people around them. They are looking at something else close, something else near them. And after a moment of casually watching, the air shimmers a bit, and a fourth figure becomes visible. You can see that the three others are talking to this figure. A half-orcish woman with muted pale green skin and dark shoulder-length curly hair. Her outfit is an intricate mesh of what looks like polished mirrors. This silver material sits as panels across the expanse of her body, across the side of her face, up into her hair. She is a shining example of silver, from her shoes to her ears. It is this material that projects the world around her. The panels cover everywhere, from little specklings on her face to the tusks that protrude from her mouth. And you even catch for a moment, when her eyes scan the room, it is as if they are silvered, like the center when you catch a predator looking for prey in the night. Just a flash of light in the eyes. When she shifts again in the space, moving slightly as she talks to her companions and looks around, the material no longer reflects what's in front of her, but shows what is behind her. She is either a mirror or a piece of shined silver, or invisible, depending on the angle. Depending on the right way you look at her, she could not be there. And that's why this person does not look familiar to you. You realize that you never could catch her at the right angle. This shining example of silver. You just had to be looking long enough. You know when you see the boss of a group. You know when you see who's in charge. Amelie gives you a pat on the back, and she begins to make her way away. You're welcome to follow her. She doesn't know if you're going in. She doesn't want to talk to them.
I think Roshan is not quite ready to talk to them,
Yeah.
but will make a quick lap, get a confidence drink, a little champagne, and then he'll make his way over to them.
Okay. All right, you go get a drink. Fen, what are you doing?
Fen is gonna observe Corinne until he feels like she has time to receive him. Like, he doesn't want to interrupt her pleasantries and her obligations, but as soon as there's a lull in that, he knows that she's asked him to do something, so he wants to find out what it is that she needs done. So he's just gonna, like, casually stick to the shadows, various levels of visibility, but he's gonna wait until there seems like a good time to approach Corinne.
Yeah. Doesn't take too long, but you are being cautious and you don't want to interrupt. So you wait for like a very obvious, I could step in now and I would not be interrupting anything moment. And when you approach, she smiles and immediately her hand raises in front of you.
Fen takes her hand and kisses it, obviously.
Obviously. It'd be weird if you didn't.
Yeah.
Fen's like, not this time. Sorry, boys.
Hmm.
No hand kissies today. She smiles and kind of gives like a little bit of a polite bow. The outfit is not very giving. Like the outfit is giving, but it is not giving in the sense of she has high mobility. So it is just like a very short sort of curtsy. And she begins to speak, but her voice is more prominent in your mind. You can hear that she is saying words out loud. Simple, hello, it's good to see you, Fen. I'm so glad you're here. But in your mind, you hear her much more clearly. Just nod along and respond in your mind.
Fen's gonna try to nod without poking her in the eye with his antlers.
Steps back a little bit.
Very subtle nods.
Yes. Did you bring the items? And it is a strange thing as she speaks in your mind and is speaking full sentences also out loud.
Fen's just gonna touch his forearm as subtly as possible.
She smiles. Good. Thank you, Fen. You are providing me with an amazing boon, and I appreciate that.
Fen's gonna try the same trick of saying pleasantries out loud and responding mentally. He's talked with Roshan's, with sending from Roshan through the ring. He knows how this works. He's gonna try it. What is it that you need me to do?
Go ahead and just give me a wisdom saving throw just to see how good you are at the double talk.
Okay.
At being able to talk out loud and in your mind simultaneously. Just to see.
I got an 11.
Okay. It is not easy by any stretch. If somebody came and really looked hard at this conversation, they'd be like, that guy is having a bad time. Like, that guy is nervous. They would probably just think you were nervous talking to Kareen. It's nothing that stands out as anything more than that. But she smiles and responds very easily out loud and mentally. So the items you have, they are similar to the tickets, the invitations that you received so that you can enter into this space. But these ones do something a bit different. They are for ease of tracking. They can help us find people, dangerous people, as I'm sure you've guessed a lot of people here are.
Understood. I'm not sure how you begin ranking these people as dangerous or not, but too complicated a sentence to do mentally.
Basically, the things she's saying out loud are just like, how are you? Are you enjoying the party? Inside, it's like, all right, the secret mission. Well, you don't have to think too hard about that. I have the people in mind who, for everyone's safety, I think we need to be able to keep easier tabs on. There are 3. I'm going to give you one at a time, just in case something goes wrong. So, what you're going to have to do is take one of these stickers, and you need to make either contact with the target's skin or an item perhaps that they carry often on their person. You're going to have to make a judgment call on this, and you cannot put it somewhere that is easily noticed, like a hand or a face. And if maybe there is a weapon that you know that they carry often, that may be a good place to put it, or an object that they wear. You cannot be caught. And if you are, you will claim that this was your doing and your idea, and you will tell no one of my involvement. That's understood, of course.
Understood, of course.
So, our first target. I'm starting easy. Work our way into this. Things that I feel may, if they were to go wrong, they could be fixed. Our first target is Ide Kisharl. Ide Kisharl is the spouse of Bela, Queen of Umbela. And it takes you a second because you're not super actively involved in all of this, but the woman with beautiful white wings and a pregnant stomach and the man that stands next to her come to mind.
The one who's big with child.
Yes, her partner is the one I would like you to place a sticker upon.
Understood.
Um, Please take your time, be careful, tell no one what you are doing. And once you have finished, wait, let things settle, and then we will find each other. But do keep in mind that there are 2 more people that we need to keep eyes on for everyone's sake.
Understood. I'll make it so.
Thank you, Fen.
Anything.
I could never repay you.
And you never need to.
She leans forward and kisses your cheek, and now speaks out loud. I hope you're having a marvelous time tonight.
I've only just arrived, but everything so far has been wonderful.
I hope it continues to be so. There are some exciting final night festivities planned, so hopefully you enjoy those.
Once again, thank you so much for your gracious hosting of this event. It's been wonderful to be so near you.
And she smiles, just beautiful white teeth through this like vibrant red lipstick, which now is the only red piece of her outfit, as the rest is white and opalescent. I know words. But
You mean
she reaches out.
venomous?
She reaches out with her poisonous hands, and you drop dead immediately. It is a shame and a pity. And she's like, "Well, damn,
I was
I'll
right all
do it
along.
myself then." She takes Fenn's hands and smiles. Have fun. I'll see you soon.
I'll be back shortly.
Of course.
Thank you, my lady.
Be safe. And she straightens up and begins to make her way, entering back into the party. Fenn officially has his first mission to plant one of these trackers on the partner of one of the queens of the Underdark. And it'll be done. No problem there. Meanwhile, everybody walking around having a good time. Nyx and Russ have started their walk around to be pleasant. Nana has made her way to drink and food. It's like, listen, I really don't have a thing to do, and unless somebody wants to fight, I don't know. Why
No,
can't
pretty much.
I deserve a good time.
Nana is people watching. She is just keeping an eye on the ebb and flow of people. She is keeping a low profile, and she's not drawing attention to herself. She's just looking at who's talking to who. If she happens to catch snippets of conversation, whatever, she's not trying to listen in for it.
So Nana and Roshan will be in probably the same place together, as they've both gone for drink. So you 2 are in that area. Fen is in the courtyard. So is Nyx. Keld, you are also in the courtyard still, sitting at the benches with Calendula, who continues small talk as you finish your glass of wine. And it is just these low rumbling wails of all their tidings, and Calendula sort of like leans back and like looks over their shoulder in the direction. That man is completely broken. Not a single piece you could probably pick up, put back together.
That is what it sounds like.
I'm not sure if I wish the icicles would fall or not. His pain is palpable.
Any idea what happened?
No. But if you are able to find out, I think that would be interesting.
I am curious.
You could go ask. Or maybe you could see it in their soul. Eyes are very telling.
I'll have to see if I can get a look.
And honestly, if you are able to get this information, honestly, take your time with the water crimsons. That is fun information. And just sort of like laughs and gets comfortable.
Was there a chance Kel saw Finn and Corrine from his position?
Oh, roll me a perception check.
Hmm.
Fenn's been like barrel rolling through the shadows before this conversation, so he's not an easy one to pursue.
Well, let's see here. I got a 19.
Ooh. Fenn, give me a stealth check.
Okay.
He described it as stealthing earlier. I don't know what to tell you guys.
All right.
Yeah.
I got
Okay.
a 6 on the dice, which means
Is what a 45?
43,
no,
Yeah, I
thank
think
you.
that's about. Oh, so sorry. 2 extra.
it's a dirty 20.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So close.
I'm sorry, Kel. You
Fine.
do not see their conversation
I'm
happen.
fine. It's
It just probably wasn't on the same side of the courtyard as you, is the
Yeah.
thing. There was probably a large tree
Kel
full of
probably
people
wasn't
in the
like-
way. It wasn't like standing up, like trying to like echolocate his location. It was just side glances. And Ben is not standing out to you at this time. You don't see just
That's
like two
fair.
antlers sticking out from behind
Yeah.
a bush. Which the second I get a
That
low
would
stealth
be
roll, it
helpful.
is, hey, is there a man with big antlers in that bush? I'll wait for it.
Hell yeah.
looking forward to it.
I think I gave you a low stealth roll.
I did my best.
That was a 6 on the die. If you had rolled a nat 1.
But you do see that the women, Thor, Maggie, and Gressa, have made their way into the dancing area. They're in the ballroom now.
Perfect, 'cause that's where I wanted to go.
Perfect. I love when the things line up. Keld, you make your way towards the ballroom. Nyx, you walk past, once again, gorgeous, beautiful people. People at their peak.
But they don't
There
have
is...
spiders.
And you are now covered in 2 beautifully dressed spiders. You walk past a man who is wearing a poncho that looks like roiling clouds, like a storm about to form, and the occasional crack of lightning. There is a long sleeve purple dress about mid thigh that on the shoulder has like a hungry, exotic looking flower on the shoulder, just like damp and with like these little tendrils that stick out like feeling teeth. Just people in extravagant and strange, and for some people probably astounding outfits, as Russ makes his way around and does seem a little bit like he's waiting. You can see that this is a man waiting to be challenged. He not the most hopeful guy in the world that this is done. But after your walk, so far there has been no challenger. Where do you want to go next? Did you want to get some food, or did you want to relax, or did you want to dance?
Just gonna take a quick look around to see if she can see anybody coming, because now that she saw him looking, she's looking.
Go ahead and give me a perception check. Actually, scratch that insight. This is insight all day.
That's the same number.
Perfect. It's all the same. Really.
29.
At this juncture, nobody is approaching.
Wow.
At this moment, nobody's approaching. He has been eyed by a couple people, but none of them advanced.
I'm too scared.
Honestly, they should be. And
I saw yesterday.
the fact that anybody wants to tussle after yesterday is ballsy or stupid, I'm not sure, and I'm sure I could like point that back at myself, but that's not what I'm doing right now. I'm not doing
No.
introspective, I'm doing outrospective.
Right. No. Because everyone else, so it makes sense they should be scared of you. Yeah. Let's go to the lounge.
Sure.
Mm.
I probably won't partake in anything, but
No, that's fine. Should I take them there? They can go make out for a bit,
okay.
Normal party behavior.
Yeah, you two get to the lounge and Russ is like, he like turns to talk to you, but then you guys are making out. And then that's what you guys are doing at the lounge. Having a good time at the party.
Yeah, what we're supposed to do.
Yes. Listen, I came here to party. I was told that I can't act like a widow until I am one, so I'm gonna make out with my husband.
Hell yeah!
Exactly.
Until he's murdered brutally in front of me.
Oh God!
Until that day.
No, please.
At one moment, Nix, you do see entering the lounge to like get a drink off, like the fancy get your own drink off the table, is Linnea of the Spine. And she looks, you can see that she does glance in y'all's direction. And like a, okay. And fully exits that building with her drink. Yeah, she's like, actually,
no
I
thanks.
can pick up on a signal any day of the week. And she exits the space.
Yeah.
Nana and Roshan get their drinks. Roshan prepares to talk to, in a way, maybe some of the scariest people in the space, depending on your point of view, depending on what you're afraid of. And if you're afraid of rumor ripping you to pieces, they're probably the scariest people in the space. If you have a secret to keep, if you have something to hide, that's probably your crux right there, is a woman of mirrors. And Keld, you make your way towards the ballroom. And you can see as you enter the wall-like fountain structure in the center has divots in it now. Divots through which the water flows and moves, and it kind of changes from that stark, solid ice wall that it was to at least something slightly more interesting to the eye. And you are immediately unsettled. And the hairs stand up on the back of your neck, and the room feels quiet for the noise and empty for the crowd. The water runs through your mind like a stream, slow and steady as you watch the water run through these divots. It is intoxicating at the moment. A man standing lost in a tundra, and he sees an oasis. And there is something in the basin, in the water, something that catches your eyes. Algae, seaweed, there is something in there, and you could not pull your eyes away in this moment if you wanted to. It's as if the water beckons you to it. The rest of the world is quiet. What do you do?
I have to follow it.
He doesn't try to fight. He has to follow it. There is something in the back of his mind that reels. But that is put in check immediately. And Keld approaches the water. You can see this strange algae plant life in the basin, urging you, begging you. Do you touch it?
I think he'll hesitantly reach towards it.
Okay. You slowly reach out, and your fingers dip into the water, and it is freezing cold. It dripped from this ice wall, and your fingers reach slowly towards this plant life. And it just moves with the water. It does not strike out at you. It does not try to grab you. And your fingers graze it. Keld, your world begins to rewind. You walk backwards through the ballroom, out the door, back into the carriage. You're comforting your sister as she mourns herself. You're fighting Thor on the second night of the party. You're sweeping herbs in Calendula's shops. Drura's brutalized corpse hangs above the entrance of the hard fiddle. Your sister is dead on the ground in the Forest of Eden, and Ing's neck snaps as all of their bodies rise up and reverse back up through the tree branches. You've placed your hand into the maw of Fenrir. You see the Forest of Eden for the first time. You are surrounded by books and white marble when you learn your sister is going to die. Russ tells you his story of redemption around a campfire. All of you are dancing and singing and drinking in a tavern. You leave Tate Shield under a tree. You wish peace upon Gunhild. A curse of teeth and smoke is pulled out of Nana's body at your will with your magic. A necklace is retrieved from the freezing river. You make 3 new friends with similar goals. You and Nyx stand beaten and bloodied beneath a corruption behemoth while Alyona flies overhead. You and your sister stalk a camp of cultists. You meet your contact Riven. Ice creeps up your sister's shoulder for the first time. Nyx's blood-covered hands brush over the moonsicle embedded in the cave wall. And you're walking. And you're meeting people. And you're eating, and there are drinks, and there are monsters that you fight, and there is corruption to be slain, and you are walking backwards up these long country roads. You see a smug man's face and a fearful woman's, and a terrible sensation of guilt, and for the first time the wavering of your oath. You and Nyx play dice with Russ for the first time in a tavern. You see Skull City on the horizon for the first time. You say goodbye to your parents. You're helping build a home for a new arrival in the community. There are lanterns and flowers and the smell of your mother's spring stew. You're mourning your grandmother. You're gathering mushrooms as a young teen to place into the pot while the community watches. You're sitting with Nyx as your grandmother tells you scary stories. You're cooking for the first time with your mother as a child. You're holding your sister's hand as you walk out of the woods with her for the first time. You hear weeping in the woods and find a small blue child hiding in the river. You're staring into the unblinking eye of the woods, the unfathomable darkness, and those vivid memories begin to distort. There are flashes of incomprehensible images and sounds, and you hear your father's voice. He can't know. And it is twisted and warped and melting under the sound of your mother's soft sobs. Your world begins to roil. Everything is blurring with heat. He can't know. And laughter like thunder cracks through your father's words, like the crash of ice, and then static that rips through your mind. And you are staring at your hand in the water as these This algae has made its way up and is twisting around your wrist. Black hair gripping onto you. I need a strength saving throw.
Ugh. Mm.
Do
Yikes.
strong stuff. Be strong.
I'm strong.
You're a big strong
14.
man.
For a moment, it is half a second you fight against this sensation of being pulled into the ice. And you yank your arm back with as much force as you can muster, and you spray water with a force into a woman walking by you. And it catches your attention as this woman gasps. And there's the sound of singing, and there are people. And you look back to the water, and it is empty. And people are looking at you, and this woman is upset, and she quickly turns and marches off. But you can feel the burning sensation, the beginning of bruises on your skin as something had gripped your arm. And that's where we stop for tonight. Hey, everybody, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it, and we love telling you guys a story. If you'd like to see more of that story, you can head over to youtube.com/thedicecult and watch all past episodes of On the Backs of Gods. Other D&D games, one-shots, Vampire the Masquerade, whatever you're looking for. We did a one-shot a few weeks ago. Very fun. Go check it out. If you'd like to keep up with us, we are at Backs of Gods on Instagram and Twitter. If you'd like to keep up with all of us, we are at The Dice Cult on Instagram and Twitter. If you would like to get some beautiful dice that know how to tell a story, you can follow the link in the chat to get some of Katie's beautiful dice. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it, and we love telling you guys a story. We will be here same time, same place, Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will see you guys next time. Good night, everybody.
Thanks for joining
Good
us, cultists.
night.
Love you.